Hello everyone, welcome back to another Thursday video. I'm really sorry if you're tired of this, this setup and this get up. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, things are going to change a little bit around here. But anyway, today I'm so excited to be filming a first impressions of my first ever Pat McGrath palette. This time it only arrived in this black packaging. Remember when I first ordered my concealer from Pat McGrath, I also ordered the under eye powder, which I have got a video up of already, and I used the concealer as a corrector today actually. I remember when I ordered that, she had all the sequins in the packaging and it was a very fun experience. However, I will say that probably to make it more sustainable, she just has got this packaging. The actual palette packaging is just beautiful. Like, there's so much going on here. I'm loving the gold embossing on the actual packaging itself. It's giving me very Versace vibes, and I went for the Pat McGrath MTHRSHP MEGA Celestial Odyssey Artistry palette. That is a mouthful, but the mouthful is worth it because it is absolutely gorgeous. Hang on, let me just adjust my lighting. This palette was on an incredible deal on Black Friday, and I'm very grateful to the lovely Steffi who shared this deal with us all. So as soon as I'd ordered mine, I was copying and pasting and running back to Instagram and sharing it with you guys so that some of you could pick it up, and I hope some of you did because it was such a steal. And this is a 4-size palette. There was also some mini just 4-shade palettes that were there. As much as they were a really good deal, I was like, the new, older, more mature beauty blogger Iqra is a bit more sensible with her money. I mean, I really didn't buy a lot of makeup last year. This year I feel like I'm going to buy a little bit more just to replace pieces that I've been using up. This has always been on my list. I've always wanted to get a Pat McGrath palette, and this is the first one, the MTHRSHP MEGA Celestial Odyssey. This is what it looks like at the front. There we go. It's got a strong magnetic clasp, and that is what the palette looks like. There you go, hopefully you can see that there. How stunning. It does have a full-size mirror as well, which has a frosted bit of glass. I think this is so handy for traveling. As you can see, we have got a myriad of shades here, 18 shades in this palette. And the reason why I went for this one, and you might be thinking that is so bold, and are you even going to use some of those colours? But I just felt like, as soon as I saw this, I felt like this is the perfect palette for us South Asian girls, especially those of us who have got weddings coming up this year, Mendy's coming up, that sort of thing, because it literally has so many shades that we would use for these occasions. And I wouldn't personally go out and buy shades like this and this separately, or smaller palettes just for that. Now all the shade names are written on the back. Oh my goodness, this is the most stunning true gold ever. That is so nice. You guys, look at that. That is so pretty. There's a lot of range going on here, a lot of depth, some really beautiful popping shades, shades that you can just pack all over your lid and then have a little bit of a matte colour blend out, and it would just look stunning. I'm going to go in with this pink shade first, and on my lids, by the way, I don't use primers. I just smooth up my concealer, and sometimes I will put a powder down, but I think just to see how these shadows work, we'll just go straight in. And there's a little bit of kickback, but not too much, not as much as ABH typically does. This is just an ABH brush actually, coincidentally, but it's really nice and fluffy, and that is beautiful. Literally one dip into the pan and the pigment is stunning. First impressions of the first shade that I've used in this palette is that it has not disappointed at all. She's got a really strong reputation, but that's for a reason. She's not just built it up because of her celebrity makeup artist status. It's because she really has worked hard to create quality, stunning formulas. That's literally one dip into each pan. Beautiful. Right, I'm going to take a smaller brush now. I am going to build up that pink with this brown shade here. This is the Morphe M575 brush. As you can see, it's very slanted, long brush, so good for people with slightly smaller lid space in my opinion, because it's just much easier to put the colour where you want it. I'm going to put that more on my sort of middle to end of my lid there, and then take that into the crease and mix that with the pink. Oh, love, love, love. How beautiful is that? That was so easy to blend too. Literally within not even 2 minutes, I've got the most beautiful, warm, toned face there. Now I will say, considering those two are the lightest shades, I probably would use a lighter tone palette for myself, just to blend out the edges. I think I need something a little bit lighter just for that purpose. So I'm going to use the Morphe M506 brush. I'm going to use the shade, the deepest brown in the palette. Oh wow, 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 wow. And also, minimal fallout on the skin. I would say I'm tapping my brush off. Really impressed with the lack of fallout there. That's beautiful. Nocturne is incredible. That literally the smallest tap of the brush, and that pigmentation is insane. I'm going to take what's left there along my lower lash line. How gorgeous. You know what? I was looking at the palette and I was thinking, I don't know if there's a shade deep enough there. Like, I can't see any blacks. That brown doesn't look that dark, but that has really surprised me. It's a lot darker than it appears in the pan. Still super blendable. Definitely dark enough and deep enough for any sort of smoky eyes that you would want to do. Let me know if I'm tripping. I just feel like you can tell that I've used quality shadows. Like, each of the shades I can still see. I haven't, you know, when you use a lesser formula, and it's not necessarily about the price, but when you do use a lesser formula, you sometimes find that the colours just blend and merge into each other and become one big smudgy mess. But you can still see that pink, you can still see that light brown, and now you can see this stunning nocturnal shade. And I can't get over how like deep that is, because that's what it looks like in the pan. So it's actually quite deceiving in a good way. I'm not complaining, I love it. So I'm just going to take more of this shade into my eyelid and sort of match up level of smokiness on both sides. So this is a Morphe M152 brush. It's just really beautiful and diddy and small. I don't know which one to go with because there's so many beautiful shades here. I believe this is Bronze Nova, which is the one that's next to that gorgeous moon one. So it's quite chunky. And it might be that this just applies better with a finger. Gorgeous. I feel like straight away that has brought out the brownness of my eyes. You know, with a brush it is fine, but yeah, with a finger, the gold of the colour really comes out. So I'm just going to use this finger. Oh my goodness, beautiful. Beautiful. Do you know what? This is reminding me of the Stila Glitter and Glows. The impact of that shadow is just stunning. Look at the difference. Now I'm going to go over that gold shade, which I think is Gold Galaxy, and I'm just going to apply a small amount of this right into the centre. Oh my goodness, that's stunning. And I genuinely don't think my camera is doing an ounce of justice to this look right now. That is stunning. Oh my goodness. You guys, I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed. Just beautiful. Right, I'm going to go in with the lower lash line now. And these brushes I've had for like 5+ years at this point, guys, so definitely worth the investment. Now I'm going to go back in with that pink, original pink shade that we first used, and then go with that brown shade. And then I'm just going to use a Morphe pencil brush and blend that out a little bit because I feel like it looks a wee bit harsh. But it has connected really nicely to that line there, which I love. Less so on this side. Do you guys have that where like your eyes are different shapes and one eye always just cooperates a bit better? I got a bit carried away and I took the gold a bit too high up, so I'm just going to go back in with that first brown shade that we used there and just redraw in this crease line, which, as you probably can tell, is a little bit higher than my actual crease because I have like slightly hooded lids, definitely not hooded lids, but slightly hooded. I need to utilise the space here a lot more to make my actual mobile lid appear larger and more popping. Blend out those edges. This brush still has a little bit of that pink shade on it. I don't know if you guys watch Jamie Genevieve, but she always says she loves using her brushes so much more once they've been used once or twice, especially for eyeshadow, because they just blend better, and I totally get what she means. I don't mind a colourful inner corner if that's the look I'm going for, but I will go back in with Heavenly Glow on top just to make it pop a little bit. Ooh, yes girl. Woo! I'm going to use my Revolution Liquid Renaissance liner as per usual. Do like a medium-y wing, nothing too dramatic, but you guys know me, I do love a wing. Like so. I'm tempted to put lashes on. Not to toot my own trumpet, but like listen, that's not even me, that's a palette. This palette is incredible. Right, what I'm going to do is put some lashes on and I will be back and then we'll talk about this palette and I will conclude on my first impressions. Alright, we're back. I've put my lashes on. I used the Look a Million Lashes and Enhance. This lash seemed to go on fine. This lash is struggling. I'm also struggling because I don't have my lash applicator. No idea where it's gone in the move. But we move forward and we move on to the conclusion of this first impression. I am pretty sure you guys are going to be able to guess what I'm going to say. I am in love. This is insanely beautiful, honestly. The quality of the shadows are unmatched. She gets a lot of rave reviews for her eyeshadow formula, and that's because it's really good. I've used Vizia, I've used ABH. Those are like my most expensive shadows that I've used, and they are all good in their own right, but the quality and the pigmentation and the formula of this is incredible. The way the mirror is helping the lighting. Oh, thank you. Honestly, I think you could tell by the time I applied my third shadow, the fact that you can see all three colours individually says a lot. As I said before, like a cheaper one, the colours all merge together, it gets really muddy and really gross. This is just beautiful. I love the variety of shades here. I love the fact, again, that it will be so useful for when it comes to special occasions, Eid, Mendis, Dolkis, that sort of thing. You've got so many beautiful colours in here. I think that it is a really stunning palette, diversity wise too. I can't think of anyone that this wouldn't look good on, especially deep skin tones. One small tap of the brush and it's showing up, the colours are showing up, the colour payoff is definitely there. And I think for the amount of product you get, it's actually really decent value for money. Obviously this is definitely in the high-end luxury side of makeup, but if you are somebody who would rather invest your money in a few quality products rather than just buying everything for a cheaper price, then this brand of eyeshadow palette should definitely be on your list to try in 2022. I've had this on my list to try for the last 4 or 5 years, but I've never been able to justify it. And then it was genuinely such a good deal that I was like, it's now or never. And unfortunately, like, a part of me was hoping that I would come out of this review or this first impressions with the feeling of like, yeah, I mean, it's nice, but like, it's not like I'll be buying them again. Sadly, that's not the case. I actually can't wait to expand my collection now. I'm not going to be buying loads and loads, so don't worry. I am at some point this year gonna just make sure I'm using up the palettes that I've got. I already did a big eyeshadow palette collection and a declutter video, so if you're interested in that, I'll leave that link down below. I did get rid of a lot of eyeshadow palettes that I don't usually use, and I'm not really an eyeshadow snob, you know. I love the e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes. I don't gravitate towards one brand only. However, I can see a beautiful collection growing in terms of the Pat McGrath palettes because the quality is there, the formulas speak for themselves, the range of colours is stunning. I can't say enough good things, and that's just my first impression. And this look is, I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking. It is very much a me look, a warm bronzy eyeshadow look. I love it. It feels so good as well to just be playing with makeup again, and this has completely sparked my creativity. I promise you that in 2022 there's going to be more of this palette used and more colours and more shades, and hopefully, you know, as the occasions continue, I'll be able to use some of the colours and show you guys some of the get ready with me's, because like my get ready with me of our friend's wedding back in the start of 2020, that was one of my favourite looks, and I really enjoyed filming it as well, even though I was like in a rush, but it was nice. I like looking back at that video sometimes. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if you've tried Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes before. If you have, which ones do you have? Which ones do I need? Let me know. And yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's worth the money if you have tried it? I am honestly smitten. I had a feeling I was gonna love it. It definitely gets a massive thumbs up from me. That is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you missed last week's video, it was a first impressions of the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation, and the week before that was just a chit chat get ready with me, which was long overdue, and that is of the rest of this makeup look. So if you want to see that video, I'll leave the link below. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.